I wanted to make a video about. It's gonna be an educational video about Thor's playstyle, and a lot of people put in main tank, maybe occasional dive and such. But I want to talk about flanking Thor, and well, I personally think Thor's the most versatile tank in the game, although less versatile as he was when he was in his previous launches. But now I still think he's very versatile, but he's slowly losing that identity, unfortunately. But I want to bring some light to just that some people should just be more aggressive with Thor. They should flank, and there's some benefits to it because there's more to just killing and securing kills. Because sometimes you just can't, since characters can't, kill with the amount of healing there is. But there's still a lot of damage, and with Thor, he has lethal amount of damage and good amount of survivability where it requires the team to focus on you, or if they don't focus on you, you have the healers to target, and then it requires them to focus on you after that. You have ways to get people's attention. So, anyways, looking through the scoreboard, I mean, I've been doing pretty good so far, just playing this playstyle. I've been doing it for several seasons now. It's my favorite way to play Thor, and I think it's a very good way to play Thor. I don't think it's the only method, but I do think it's one of the best methods. Currently, this is Grandmaster 1. Now I'm like Grandmaster 2, almost a Grandmaster. Or, sorry, Celestial 2. Almost a Celestial 1. Either way, let's get to the game. So, starting off, you can see the bands are on the top, right? Oh, wait. Let me clear up something. I have this pre recorded because my mic didn't work the first time around. And so, the new update was going to come in soon. So, I might as well just record it. And then, at the time I'm recording this, now the new update has arrived. So here we're just gonna have to deal with my method of just talking over like a commentary over pre-recording. So without further ado, we'll just get on with the video. Oh yeah, you can see that we missed the band up in the beginning because we're balling. So the whole point of this playstyle is that you're trying to find ways to get to the back line, and then when you do jump in the back line, you jump in opportunities like this. The Venom has dived, I go in. Now they have to focus on the back line, and then the front is being pressured by Hela and Namor. Venom comes back, I come back. Now they're focused on both of us. Now I gotta escape before I get grabbed, or they shut me down. Sometimes you do die, and honestly, having a Thor die is way better than really anybody else. Thor is a sacrificial pawn, I would say. He kind of sets up for bigger players like Hela or Namor. That's usually the life of a tank. So Moon Knight's trying to get me. I survived with the 50 extra health from Storm Surge. My team was able to clear out the point. Now, unfortunately, I don't have control of this, but while I was pre-recording, I also demonstrated, like, just look at... I try to get different perspectives, but you can see, like, the time zone right here. It's at full bar. Keep that in mind because when you go back to the beginning, actually I don't remember I was doing that. But anyways, they portaled way too late, so they lost the portal. I go out early just see what's going on around. I kind of abuse the wall hacks here, although the wall hacks can sometimes be a disadvantage since now I can't hide everywhere without them knowing. Unless they have a daredevil. So I just pick corners, just find a good spot to hide, and then find good openings. Me and Venom just start diving in here. The grab is used. So yeah, you want to bait them to use all their cooldowns. So now I know that Emma can't grab. Now we both dive, and then we just go deep in. Because they lost CCs, now I awaken to finish the job. You only want to awaken whenever you are in a good position where they can't overwhelm you. You don't need to escape. You just need to put pressure, finish them off, kill them. That's very important. So I go back and I just want to show like different perspective of all this. Because something you want to know is that like being aggressive provides you a lot of time, a lot of extra time. Because you can see the distance of the car. When the vehicle originally started it was about right here. And something else too is Yeah, yeah. So I'm pointing out here, like I can already tell what I'm saying. So here, let me demonstrate what the cursor was saying. So you can see that the tanks right here losing their. I mean, they're both dead, but um, so the only pokes that Shield or Strange has to worry about, right, is Namor and Hela and Namor. While me and Venom are gonna dive, which Strange is gonna do very well aside from Z, but he can't really handle both of that. That's why they have Emma. And then to avoid or to deal with the Emma, we just bait her grab. This is where we do deal with the CC. So really, the only person we have to worry about is Invis, but she can only CC one of us, and then Moon Knight. But Moon Knight we could overwhelm him because if he's not putting pressure in the front line, then Namor and Hela will, right? And then Spider-Man is the only person who like because Moon Knight's their only poke. That leaves Spider-Man. Spider-Man's diver, so if Moon Knight ain't focusing on the front line, then these guys are free to put pressure on them. Luna, Namor, Invis, and Hela. But mostly Hela and Namor. And then Namor's really good at dealing with Spider-Man, so what you'll notice is that while Spider-Man's supposed to take advantage of his team putting pressure, and then he picks off in the back lane, he can't end this game. So I'm going to show you in a different perspective in here. So you can see how like Spider-Man's out here, Emma, everyone else is up in the front, and they're distracted with us. So what ends up happening, Spider-Man's just on alone, doing pretty much a 1v4. So then they'll start blaming Spider-Man. You can see how Namor just took him down, while us, me and Venom are out here just putting pressure here. They're all distracted on us. Spider-Man's just pretty much a 1v4ing. And since we're tanks, we're not usually going to die, as long as we don't play terribly. And remember, she doesn't have a grab. So we're just free to go all in. This is also one of the reasons why I do think dive is very strong that people don't want to admit. Well, at least not in high ranks, right? Not in competitive play. Competitive play is different. Having a fully coordinated team versus highly skilled players or highly skilled rank. Completely different. So me and him just finish up the backlines here. Even Hela gets aggressive. Namor just and Cloak just deal with the cart and worry about Spider-Man. See right here, this is a perfect example. Spider-Man's dealing with all of them. Like right here. And look where the cards start. This is also the important thing. Like you could have one or two people in the back being on the cart. Typically, since we're running with Venom and Thor, you want them in the front line. Maybe occasional Luna, a flake on one of us. No flake is fine too, as long as the Luna is like somewhere in between the front line and the back line, just right in the middle. That's perfect because you want those three right here to get out, and then Hela, Namor, and Invis in the back line. Now you'll see Hela kind of go in, but it still works out for us. See, Spider-Man is just by himself. He has to deal with us, and then this is where me, Venom, and just go out in the front, putting pressure. The card's still being pushed. The only one to stop it really is Spider-Man, but Spider-Man has to deal with Namor and us, and so it's just a job for me and Venom to just distract them, keep them from being on the cart. See, Spider-Man 1v4 died. Us, we baited Emma's grab. Emma no longer has grab, so now we're just trying to find a good spot to dive in. Venom makes the first move, right? Sets up, and then I want to take out one of the squishies, preferably one of the healers. Either one is low, so he ults, gets invis. That leaves me to pick off from the weak points. And remember in the beginning, I had it right. The card was like right at the beginning. Now it's already past half. And then with this, they're all getting cleared out. Another 12 seconds on each counter. And then those 12 seconds are going to end up being in the very end. So now they can't even set up for the defense. For the whole second point, they couldn't set up for the defense. Now they're just forced to just go in as fast as they can. They don't have time to set up. We're going to take it. We're already set up. See how we backed up? We all backed up, and then they also switched Thor. I just want to point that out. I don't know. They sometimes do that. I don't know what's the point. Spider-Man goes in. It's 1v4. Right now, I'm just worried about the card. Venom could just do his thing here, and then now that we got the point and cleared up the two people back there, now we just go in and just wreak havoc in the front line. They're already dismembered. They have to pull back. They lost their spawn point. There's nothing left. It's just pure chaos. Again, if it was a pro level scene, this may not work. I don't know. I never played in the pro level scene. But in higher ranks like Celestial and above, this is possible. Well, maybe not Eternity. I don't know. Because I always been just shy of Eternity. But this easily works in Celestial. And it has worked for many games. But I have played in like Eternity lobbies. Eternity / Celestial lobbies. So yeah, I'm just showing you my perspective, how we cleared off this. I miss some awakens. You don't have to hit every shot, but you just have to hit the shots that matter. So from here on, I just keep putting pressure on here. Thor is just sitting there. He's probably like flaming one of his teammates, because that tends to happen. If you have dive and you are successful in dive, they always blame the teammates because they don't know what the problem is. So here, this is very crucial. I rewind here because this is very important. So from here, I know I'm not going to kill him, right? Anyone who thinks we can kill him can't. I think this is the biggest problem with people who go in the dive line. They just try to get kills. They try to 1v5, whatever. The whole point is to never get them to transform. Also, when I have my ult, spoiler alert, Thor's ult is good. It's not like amazing. It's not busted, but it has potential to kill, right? It is lethal, if not, taken care of. But also, the most important thing is that it actually has utility. The way it works is that it hurts people. But I'm gonna show you this. There's other tools for this, because in this case I use it differently. So in here, I'm just trying to poke. I'm trying to get their attention back here. I don't want them to keep focusing on the front line. Otherwise, if I don't do this, then the point of me in the back line is pointless. So I do a merry-go around the rosies. Then right here, I know I see a healer. I want them to be separated, because if you pull out healer, everyone's gonna go for the healer. If they don't go for the healer, you kill a healer, and then they're down a healer, and then you just your team just pushes it. So they go in here. Now all of a sudden it's like a 1v5. I know they're not gonna kill, so now I just get out. This is taking time from them, taking time from the defense, and you can see the point still being moved. I go back. So something right here. I'll probably show you later when I go back, but I use the ultimate here because I'm getting trapped. So something too is that your ult can be used to get you out of situations that you normally couldn't, but also you force moves, you force cooldowns, you force decisions to be made, and if you play it right, you force situations that favor you. So in this case, I know Emma's waiting for a grab if I land, and then so I bait them to try to defend themselves, right? Because usually they don't have really much shooters, right? The only one is Moon Knight, Hala or Cloak, and Invis isn't gonna kill me in time. Spider-Man is dead, and the only one's Thor, and he has to use Waking if you want to get to me. So they have to play defensively. So you see Moon Knight's right here. I know Moon Knight's gonna do a lot of damage, and especially with the Ankh. So what I do is get him off that scenario, and then the Invis and Cloak, they have to start healing each other. They have to play defensively while my team keeps pushing. And then if I land right here, because right now I'm on the 3-second cooldown, Emma's gonna grab. So I can't land here. And Thor is waiting for wherever position I'm at to bully me and get his team to jump me. So from right here, I have to ult and I have to scatter them out like cockroaches, like a raid spray on cockroaches. So yeah, you see Thor trying to cover this line in case I try to get out. Moon Knight trying to cover my landing right here. And then if I land right here, the Emma's going to grab me, so I ult. Now they're going to scramble like roaches, taking damage. They have to take care of it. So then you'll see that the Cloak will start healing the Invis, a little bit of Emma, and then she'll put a shield. And then Moon Knight has to use his cooldown so to avoid that splash. Cloak uses her ult. She lost her cooldown now. She has no defense. So she's dead. And land. And I land on the platform. You see how she grabbed? You see that? This is a perfect example of it. Because I knew if I land right here, she's going to grab me. That's why I try to bait that I'm going here and then go on the platform. Because Emmas always do this. They like it when you ult on them because they'll grab. See, she grabbed. She was waiting for that. I just made space right here. Spent their cooldowns, spent their attention. The card's still moving. Even though Hela is dead, by the time we get into the fight, Hela will be almost back to the point. And then from here, I could just move back. There's no point to stay. They're all going to be trying to go after me. So from here, I just try to survive. I just play Mirgo around Rosie. I go over here. I don't have to worry about grab. They're still trying to get me. I go behind boxes, take cover. Positioning is what matters the most. Knowing your ins and outs of the map is very important, as well as health kits. Health kits are your biggest friend. You don't want to keep relying on heals. So now Invis is in the front. See, they have to move forward and touch the cart. The cart is already towards the end of the endpoint, but I see that one of the healers are separate. So, and I know that she doesn't have her cooldown yet. She's gonna get it soon. So what I do, I jump on Cloak. So I push and bully Cloak. She can't get. Yeah, exactly. She doesn't have cooldown, right? I used it with the ult. See, the ult is very important. There's a lot of things that you can do with Thor's ult more than just kill. Ults are more than just kills. That's the thing about tanks. Look, I finished the Invis because she ran back. I'm going to return it, move it back. I'll show you the perspective of the others. Now, Moon Knight's weak. There's no healers because the healer's in the front, right? Invis and Cloak is over here getting pummeled by me. So all you have is just Spider-Man, and like the whole team is in disaster while my team is out here just moving forward. This is very important. This is why I say flanking Thor is very doable. It's very possible. And it might even be better with the new update being made, but I'm not sure. Overall, I don't like the new CC change that's being made. Could kill the game, but let's just worry about what's going on here. So Moon Knight is just trying to do as much as he can from here. I see him. I try to put some pressure on him. Then I try to go back in the cart. Luna does her ult. I go back and heal. Moon Knight's just here. Just can't be so aggressive. His low amount of health, so now he's just forced to just be there. I go back to just show you my perspective of this. So again, if you already had enough, you can feel free to skip a little bit ahead. But just here's my perspective. You can see how I move and I'm thinking what I see. Over up, go around, go back up, ult. I know. I'm trying to grab. Go back down. By the time, now they're all chasing me. Now I go back up because they all dropped down. He awakened. He lost his Thor Force. Now he got it back, but he's still low. He can't awaken. Can't do any damage. Move back. Get some heal. Put pressure. Now the point's with us. Invis is there. Now I try to make sure the healers just can't get to the ult. I could get Cloak at least. Cloak doesn't have her cooldown. There we go. And then Invis so happens to be in front of me, so that was good. Put some pressure on Moon Knight. Can't do much. I could have died here, but luckily Luna ulted. So they're just down on heals, and then now we just play cleanup. So I trust my team to just clear out Thor. So he's still alive. So I come back to help. And then me and Venom just have to put as much pressure as we can. I always try to get the healers as fast as I can, because you just can't let them go. The reason why you always want to bully the healers is because they pretty much set the pace of the entire game. Yeah, the tanks go ahead and they could force pressure or take space, but they can't do much without the healers. That's the thing about dive tanks such as Thor and Venom, is that they could always go in and out. That's why there's so much CC in this game, because if there wasn't, they are free to do as much as they can. Oh yeah. And you know, the thing about this is that this came in over time. It's not like I did it one night and just found its success. I just limit tested. as they say, limit testing. So what you do is just try to break the boundaries of what you can and cannot do, and you find it just by, well, see what you get away with. In this case, I couldn't get away with. And during this map, I learned that there's really no point of going this far in because there's nowhere to hide. So you'll see that, like, okay, I'm blocked up from my team. I try to go behind the little booth there. They're putting pressure on them. So it's just like 3 over against 5, and then 3 against 1 right here. It's good for my team because look at that. They just killed the Spider-Man. There's no heals, but for me, I can't escape. Um, so overall, it wasn't really that great. I thought there would be like a health kit or more protection here, but now I know that it's not very good to be that deep in. But either way, they just too afraid to push. And my team are very competent in themselves. Well, most of the time. Yeah, having trained as Spider-Man versus Thor is not so great because Spider-Man just come back right as soon as he respawns. But I need some help, so I go in. Well, I back off a little because I see that she grabbed, and now that I know that she doesn't have a grab, I could be a little bit more aggressive. But first, I need her to bait out all her options, get out of position, because she's supposed to co-tank with her Magneto. Now that she doesn't have grab, I just bully her. Now, in order for her to stay alive, her team has to go for her. Actually, they do. Namor puts an ult. That was just very good timing. But this is very important because remember that Emma, well, almost the reverse of overextend. I guess she's still overextended, but not in the front lines, but in the back lines. See, I'm over here just chilling and just gonna poke and do damage and cause distress. Emma's trying to be the bodyguard of the team, but the problem with this is that her team are now separated from her, and Cloak gain her ult very soon. Wants to push through the hole, push through the choke point, and get to the point. So then I just bully Emma right here, because they're trying to bully my Venom. So we can either trade tanks, which I'm trying to go for. Namor sees the little opening right here, puts pressure on that. Emma can't help block the pressure that's here. So Cloak gets her ult. They start making a move, but we already got a pick. Now I see that Luna's right here, and my first instinct is that I want to separate the healer from the rest of the group, which is exactly what I do because Thor can do that, and that's the important thing about Thor, displacement. But Namor was very good with his ult there, and that causes everyone to go down. So now they lost an ult, and with an uncoordinated push. So the only one that's pushing with them is what, Spider-Man and Cloak. It's not very good against a 1v5 right there, or 1v4. And that puts us in the ult charge up ahead. Yeah, I'm just demonstrating further from different perspectives. Again, if you already understand the memo, just go ahead and go further up ahead. But I'm just showing you a different perspective because you can see that, well, I'm over here, Luna's over here, Magneto's over there. So something tells me they didn't have comms and Cloak just hit it, or there was hesitance. They if you're in a coordinated team, what would happen is they would clutter and then Cloak would just ult there. The only thing you wouldn't worry about is Namor. I couldn't really do much if that was to happen. But uncoordinated push causes them to lose their ult, and now they're down a bunch of time and down an ult. Yeah, and then I just set up in positions. I mean, I think this is a pretty good spot. You could also hide over in this corner, either one. But this one allows you to go over here, over there. There's a health kit as well. And as long as your team has some poke, some pressure, you're okay coming back from here. Or run around this way. So I put some pressure on Hela. Hela has to force back over here. They try to give Venom, and then now she lost her grab, so now I go aggressive. And then I just separate her. So, it's like, I kind of herd. That's the thing about Thor. He's like, you want to herd, or I think it's called hurdle, um, or corral. I think it's called corral. Anyways, like you just want to separate the stock from the herd. And that's exactly what happened here. Because Thor will just pretty much beat any character in a 1v1 except for Psylocke and Star Lord. But in some scenarios, he can win depending on how you use the map. So, right here, I just separate, go in there. And then you notice that she uses her cooldowns. I try to body block the heart so she can't just do extra damage. And then I just use my overheal to survive. And I actually want to go back into this one because something very important just happened as well. So, oh sorry, I went too far back. So right here, I see what's going on here. We lost our Invist, and then the first thing I thought about, okay, they lost their grab. They can't just CC me as soon as they land. I mean, they have Luna that can happen. Sorry, they have Luna that can happen, and Hela. So what I'm doing here is basically just trying to buy time for my Invist, my other healer to get back. Because honestly, if I could at least get one other people or just get them to come back, they should be able to stall. So that's what I do. I see that they're kind of low. I try to get them to use ults. I'll land. They have to basically heal each other if they want to live, or Cloak is gonna have to do her, use her ability. We also lost our tank again, so I'm just trying to buy time. Right now it's like a 1v4. And you see my teammates are still comfortable in their positions right here. They can still put pressure. So this is very crucial right here because all this is happening within seconds. So they don't have minutes to think about what's going on right here. And this is the thing that about Thor's ult, right? I'm not gonna kill anyone from here. I know I'm not gonna kill anyone. They'll heal each other, or Cloak will do her ability, and then they won't take damage. Magneto could block it. Hela could dash out, or Magneto could block it for her as well. So I'm not getting anyone with this. So people say, oh, the ult's just bad. What are you doing out here? But what they don't see is that my team could utilize the disruption that Thor's ult's causing, right? If they neglect healing each other, they'll die. If they don't use their abilities to save themselves, they die. I mean, technically Magneto's still tanky enough to get it, but of course, in a 1v1, if I did it right, I could just pummel him soon after. So what happens here is that the healers are moving to the right. I wish I could drive for you, but just look at my cursor right here. The healers right here are going to move top right. The other two, Magneto and Hela, are going to move bottom left. And remember, Magneto could only... Sorry, there's a little alarm. Okay, it means I got to end this soon. Okay, so Magneto and Hela could... They're separated. They're going to go back left. And then the healers aren't just going to heal them during this. They have to heal each other to keep each other alive and then heal them after. So what ends up happening... She uses her cloak ability. Magneto can only block me, but he can't block the main line. And if he blocks the main line, he can't block me. So he has to choose out of these two. They could go either way. They could just kill Hela or they could kill Magneto. But they choose to kill Magneto. Doesn't matter. See that? There's nothing they need to heal. So the healer, Luna, is just trying to kill. And that's exactly what's happening. They kill right here. Hela's trying to get me. But then they're trying to get Hela. And then these two are just trying to defend themselves. So I could die. We already traded if that happens. I just escaped, just trying to buy time. So they had to look up and keep focusing on trying to kill me, or there's not much they could do. It was a lose-lose scenario, all because it started off from the ult. It just sets up to everything. It's disruptive. Now I could get healers. My teammates are behind, or with me, and I just jump on them. And then Spider-Man just trying to do what he can, try to save them, but it's too late. Now, at this point, there's just a minute and 20 left, and they're running out of time. They're going to get very desperate. Not enough time to really do a strong push of coordination. And their morals is probably low with the amount of problems they had to face. And there's something in this scenario, too, right? Like, In a coordinated team, you would never want to be in this scenario. They try and attempt to do this, but this is basically like a forced checkmate. Like if we're going in chess terms, this is basically a forced checkmate. Like what happened here? There's nothing they could do except use ults. And if they use the ult for a Thor ult, that's like the biggest plus ever. In which case they did not have ult. So anyways. Because we'll have a Loon ult soon after and just you know, it's all fine. So yeah, we did that. We kill them, push in, clear out the area. And oh yeah, something I want to bring it up too is like about shield tanks. You see how we didn't have shield tanks for both attack and defense. You could always say, "Oh, you have better teams and such," but I feel like a lot of people don't understand like what better team is. Because I think my teammates are very confident, but I'm enabling them. I'm enabling them to get in better spots. Because like you could see how in the front line where they were at, they were allowed to just freely shoot them. Because if they start shooting at my main line, then their healers are gonna have problems, or the Magneto will get hit by the ults. And then the last thing I want to point out is when I was bringing up Magneto and shield tanks, we don't have shield tanks. Is that I think why people favor shield tanks so much because poke so strong as this and that it's because positioning. People just don't have good positioning. They need to use the map more. You don't just stand in the open areas and start shooting. You see how Namor was there in the back lines poking every now and then? That's exactly what you want. You want to poke. I'm not just standing here just shooting. I go back in and out, in and out. See, I'm trying to, like, I shot around the pillars, just forcing Hela to stay around there. She has limited amount of areas to shoot at. Yeah, she's safe, but again, she's limited to her utility. They have to push. They have to get out. Hela has to get out in the open to do that. If she can't get out, she's not going to be useful for her teammates who are pushed outside. But if she neglects full, and they could just get dived, we do damage. I go back because I saw I was in good position with the healers there. They decide to surrender. That's just how it is. And then there was also Emma that could grab me. But I hope this clarified a lot of what you can do with Thor, flanking Thor. And I know this video is kind of long, but it's meant to be educational. I hope you sat through it towards the end. But yeah, I just hope you enjoyed. I really do. The biggest summary about this is that with flanking Thor is that Thor can be played in many different ways. You could mainline tank him, and I see a lot of people already seen that, especially with players like Jeremy. But people are not believers of him being able to just freely dive and flank, especially flank. People think it's a troll pick or troll method. You're trolling in general. It's not. It's very good, and I hope this video proves it. At least enlightens you and gives you a reason to try out. But I do think there's other ways to play Thor. And honestly, I don't think this is the sole way to play Thor. I think a mix of all of it is very crucial. But so far, I've just been solely flanking with Thor for the most part, just because I want to see how far I can get with it. And times when I see mainline is needed. Maybe I'll get that with the video, but it's going to be kind of hard now because the CC change and updating. I don't know when I'll get back and start recording with that. For my next video, I'll just have a little bit more about the ultimate for Thor because I just want to prove that it is useful. So, anyways, that's all I got to say. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something, and I hope more people see more utility with Thor and new ways to play other than just being a awakening bot the way he shouldn't have been. Anyways, that's it.